Part 63. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 626. Chapter 626 Spirit-Devouring Beast. Hong. A head is over 5 feet long, and it is covered with the thick treasure of the bowl. The head is a pair of blood-red coral-like monsters. It is beaten by a brilliance of several flames. Next, a colorful ray of light was worn out from the place where the monster beast was killed. There were countless dense flaming se in the back, the monster beast with the wings of the little ape, and immediately swarmed toward it. The colorful glow of the sun, spewing out a strip of red se flame. Hong. A black and white giant treasure essence metal crocodile rushed out of the colorful glow, smashing dozens of such monster beasts into flesh and blood, and flew out. Pay papa pa. A lot of fiery red se, the small monster of the winged little monkey looks like a red light hitting the Black Sea's sense metal giant crocodile of the giant treasure. Oh! At the same time, the yellow se light column of a bucket of water suddenly fell from the sky above, and smashed toward the Black Sea's sense metal giant crocodile. The yellow se light column of this bucket is a yellow eagle with a yellow body and a length of more than 2 feet. In addition to the shape of the eagle has no special secret place, but the monster chi on his body is a very strong great treasure, far above the fiery red beasts around. At this moment, if any cultivator can look down from very high altitudes, it will definitely be white and horrified. Because it is around the colorful glow of this group, as long as it is within the scope of sight, whether it is in the sky or on the ground, it is a dense monster beast. And the type of monster beast is also very amazing. In the area of a dozen miles, you can see at least a dozen different monster beast. Pu. At this time, I saw the top of the monster chibo, which was very fierce. The yellow se light column of the yellow se giant eagle had not yet hit the Black Sea's sense metal giant crocodile. In the colorful light, a golden crystal beam was suddenly shot, blocking this strip yellow se light column. Almost at the same time, this head seems to be very arrogant. The yellow se giant eagle's eyes have just flashed a scared god se, a flame of a group of green se suddenly gathered in front of it, turned into a roll of green se picture, a flutter on it. This yellow se giant eagle immediately has no resistance, and it burns instantly. On the blue se picture that was incinerated, it was a vague impression of the shape of the yellow eagle. Inside the colorful glow, there is also a golden divine light screen. In the inside of the golden divine light screen, Wei Suo has already sacrificed the 3-legged topaz and the great treasure. The group is placed on the tripod topaz and the dazzling gods are all on the face. From the beginning, I met the cultivator of several Heaven Winter City Dongyuan firms. At this secret place, Wei Suo and others have already flew more than 200 miles. However, the scale of the animal tide was completely out of the imagination of the people. After flying for more than 200 miles, there was a monster beast along the way. Now is the scope of the beast body. They are all invisible. At this moment, Wei Suo not only released 2 black-bone dark lords, Yang Rouge Bird, Blue Luan, and Mind-Devouring Bug, but also took some of the powerful shape-shift great art great treasure. Like the Black Sea's sense metal crocodile that reaches mystic rank powerful energy, it is now controlled by Qi Longshan in controls. Qi. At the moment, I saw that the yellow se giant eagle was killed by a Dao technique shape-shift great art of Yang Rouge Bird. Jie reached out and a dark golden sword chi of Pangret treasure had more than 20 wings in front. The monster beast of the red se little monkey looks directly into 2 pieces. Wei Suo, no, the number of monster beast is too much, but after this attack, Jie immediately turned to Wei Suo. At this moment, they look out from the 3-legged topaz top of their 3-legged topaz, and they can't see any other sights. All of them are full of monster beast and monster chi. Look. Cold jade is fierce. When I heard Jie, Wei Suo bowed and was about to say something, but at this time, Shui Linger suddenly came out with a surging sound and a surging sound. Level 8 low-grade monster beast Cold Jade Fierce. Looking at Xuanhuan's gaze, the group saw only a group of white light in the sky of the secret place, and the white light was a dragon with a length of more than 8 feet. The scales of the naked body of the dragon body are all palm-like great treasures, very fine, like a piece of white jade, cold jade, crystal clear, and this dragon has no dragon horn on its head, only a few buns. The protrusions and faces are different from the ordinary dragons. There are 4 sharp long teeth extending beyond the mouth, which looks very fierce. We killed this cold jade fiercely and retraced in the direction of Heaven's Dome. What do you mean? Upon seeing this monster beast, Wei Suo immediately asked for Eyes Flash, and Qi Longshan and others who looked around the body asked. When Ji Ya was out of surging sound, Wei Suo was ready to change his mind and retreat to Heaven's Dome. Because the scale of the animal tide is too amazing, even if you go to the direction of the North Spirit City to catch up thousands of miles, the surrounding is still the monster place, is the monster beast. And as time goes on, there are more and more types of monster beasts, and there are more and more high-level monster beasts. The yellow SE giant eagle that was killed just like the one is the Yao Guangying at the level 6 high level. Now Wei Suo and others have defended and killed the surrounding monster beast. Although it is still very easy, except for Li Ziyi who has not shot, the rest of the people have basically used all their strength. But the level 8 low-grade monster beast is very valuable for Wei Suo, not only for cultivating the mind-devouring bug, but also for many materials, but also for the high-level shapeshift great art great treasure. And the current lust shape does not require Li Ziyi to shoot, and there is no problem in dealing with this monster beast, so Wei Suo wants to kill this rare level 8 monster beast first, then to the direction of Heaven's Dome. Retreat. Good. Spirit devouring beast. When he heard Wei Suo's, Qi Longshan said a good word first, but in a flash, he was a great treasure on the horse and shouted a monster beast name. Spirit devouring beast. After hearing the name Qi Longshan shouted, Wei Suo was suddenly shocked, and after looking at the place where Qi Longshan looked, Wei Suo's face suddenly became extremely ugly. In the sky on the other side of the far secret place, I don't know when there was a strange green cloud fog. So much. There have been so many spirit-devouring beasts. Wei Suo, we have to leave immediately, otherwise it will be dangerous. At this moment, Xuanhuan's face se is also a bit white, and some lose the surging sound to Wei Suo. Spirit-devouring beast. This is spirit-devouring beast? The breathing of Nangong Yuking and Ji Ya is also somewhat paused. What level of monster beast is spirit-devouring beast? Han Wei looked at the monster beast in the strange green SE mist, and couldn't help but ask. Now the green SE mist and the cold jade are approaching their location. But the green SE mist is farther from them than the cold jade, so it's just a trance to see that the monster beast like a crocodile, but upright, and the whole skull looks like a small half-body naked, looks more than the crocodile's head great treasure, give a very ferocious feeling. Ling you come to control this flying spoon shift great art great treasure at the same time as Han Wei asked, Wei Suo immediately said this to Xuanhuan without stopping. And Xuanhuan also immediately did not have the slightest control of the three-legged topaz and the great treasure to the direction of Heaven's Dome. This flying spoon shift great art great treasure itself is Wei Suo in the controls. It is obvious that Wei Suo's true Yuan cultivation base is not enough to wave the powerful energy of this shapeshift great art great treasure, and Xuanhuan has scruples. I don't dare to use shapeshift great art of Mystic Wind sect, so I switched to Xuanhuan to control this flying shapeshift great art great treasure. Spirit devouring beast is an extremely rare ancient ferocious beast. The original grade of this ferocious beast is only level 7 low grade 3 feet of topaz great treasure tripod toward the Heaven's Dome direction. Ji shot out, while Qi Longshan quickly to ask Han Wei explained, originally in ancient, this monster beast also did not cause cultivation world attention, but then something happened. Lust, a cultivator with several golden core realm sect, in several golden core realm cultivator all field lust condition, in a spiritual stone's veins, unexpectedly all was a spirit devouring beast to kill. After several golden core cultivators were present, were they killed by a spirit-devouring beast, Han Weiwei's face suddenly couldn't help but glance at the monster beast in the strange green SE in the back. At this moment, it looks like the monster beast in the strange green mist, the shadow is healthy, at least a dozen heads. Yes, and in addition to the several golden core cultivators, there are at least hundreds of cultivators present, many of which are Sect's elite disciple and inner sect disciples. Qi Longshan took a deep breath and watched Han Weiwei continue to say quickly, in fact, the secret place spiritual stones is originally the section. There are several elders of thought division realm and four faces and more than 100 disciples, those who sat in the town, and later the golden core cultivator and elite disciple, received the news and reinforced the lust under the shape of the elders and more than 100 disciples being killed. As a result, even the golden core cultivator and the cultivator that later rushed to the reinforcements were slaughtered. Later, the ancient cultivator was born. Although the original grade is only level 7 low grade, the body of our cultivator and spiritual stones are spiritual herbs for this monster beast. This monster beast is actually able to swallow the spiritual stones needed for our cultivator cultivation to enhance the cultivation base. And as long as there is spiritual stones to eat, the progress of this monster beast is amazing. Ancient had a great sect and later tried a spirit-devouring beast. A high-grade spiritual stones, great treasure, with only a few dozen breaths, this monster beast can digest light. After digesting spiritual stones, this monster beast not only grows, but also the bones of the naked body become firmer and stronger. After a slight pause, Qi Longshan looked at Han Weiwei and said, the skeleton of this monster beast is a long original naked body that wraps the skin of the great treasure, like a carapace. It is said that the spirit-devouring beast, which slaughtered a Sect's high-level cultivator in the spiritual stones vein, was advanced to level 9 low grade. But the number of such monster beasts is also very rare in ancient, and it is rare to see both ends. Can you rely on the intake of spiritual stones, and digesting a high-grade spiritual stones? The great treasure is only a few dozen breaths. Isn't it similar to Wei Suo's Water Emperor Sun swallowing secrets? Han Weiwei, after listening to Qi Longshan's explanation of this monster beast, the little face suddenly became a white but white. Now she finally understands why Wei Suo and Shui Linger and others are responding like this. Eating cultivator and eating spiritual stones can, these spirit-devouring beasts don't feel like young. Han Weiwei doesn't believe that these spirit-devouring beasts haven't found anything in the past many years, and rank will stay at level 7 low grade. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 627. Chapter 627. The equal division of the monster beast was already in existence before the green-robed old man, and it is estimated that it will be traced back to the formation of Heaven's Dome. Almost all cultivators want to go out and hunt monster beast to make money. You must first understand the level of various monster beast. Just like Wei Suo's small rogue cultivator in Spirit Peak City, at least the most common monster beast of great treasure, he also remembers very clearly. Because this insight is directly related to the life of the cultivator. If the look looks unremarkable, the appearance looks like a monster beast that is not as good as the 2-level monster beast. When a low-grade cultivator wants to kill it, it is now a level 4 level 5 monster beast. That low-grade cultivator is very likely to be finished. Level 1 and level up to level 9, to level 9 high level above no division, although this level division does not know exactly when the system was formed at that time, with the naked body division, according to what conditions, but for today's cultivator, the heart of each cultivator is very clear, basically the level shift of the level 6 high level monster beast, and the ordinary mystic rank of the golden core first layer G, the shape shift of the earth. Rank great art powerful energy is almost the same. Of course, the general level 6 high level monster beast in the one-on-one lust situation, basically still no match for the ordinary golden core first layer cultivator. The reason is very simple, because the monster beast does not use the shapeshift great art, the monster beast only used its own body, the shapeshift great art and the monster core, and the cultivator of the golden core first layer. Basically, after many years of experience, there are a few pickup shapeshift great art great treasures on hand. Some of the powerful energy of shapeshift great art great treasure, I am afraid it is still above his shapeshift great art powerful energy. And the cultivator is much smarter than the great treasure most monster beast, and it will use some yin tricks. But the monster beast of the level 7 low grade itself is up to the cultivator of the golden core first layer, and the win is unpredictable. And now no one knows how many grades of these spirit devouring beast are, even if Wei Suo chooses. If Wei Suo's cultivation base is not lowered, Wei Suo will choose to flee immediately and will not be surprised by these strange monster beasts. Hard fight. These spirit devouring beasts cockroaches are so fast. What the hell is going on? The number of monster beasts is amazing. Wei Suo is from the coiling dragon reverence three-legged topaz, the great treasure, which is faster than the chi fire boat. It is the fastest growing shapeshift great art great treasure on his hand. Shui Linger extremely amazing. In an instant, the previous number is amazing, and the entanglement of those level 5 low grades is all smashed. However, there are still a lot of monster beasts that are extremely amazing, but they have not been pulled a long distance. The strange green fog where the spirit devouring beast is located did not seem to be fast, but at this moment, Wei Suo and others escaped. The strange green mist was not separated from the three-legged topaz and the great treasure. It is almost the same as the three-legged topaz, the great treasure, and even crossed the level J low grades cold jade. And now it is separated from the monster beast frenzy. It is clear that it is only a few thousand miles behind the site. The various monster beasts are really attied. This kind of scene is really awkward. People. Pu Wei Suo immediately G the Mi lamp, covered a three-legged topaz and a great treasure with a white mist. Although the lust shape at the moment, even if it is wrapped in white semi-fog, flying in the clouds, but the tripod topaz is very amazing. If there is a cultivator along the way, it will still be seen at a glance, but there is such a the white mist of the group is always much better than the shapeshift great art great treasure of coiling dragon reverend. Among the Wei Suo people, even Wei Suo, Qi Longshan, Qingping, Shui Linger and Ji Yat are 4 golden core cultivators, and Han Wei and Nangong Yuking have unyuan silver and sharp shapeshift great art great treasures lust. The enemy power is no less than the golden core cultivator. Now Yang Rougebird got Blue Luan's great treasure semi-cultivation base. Although the strength of Blue Luan is now down to the extent that it may not be under the golden core cultivator, Yang Rougebird's shapeshift great art powerful energy is already golden core second layer cultivator. Coupled with the strength of Li Ziyi, the strength of Wei Suo, the strength of this group of people is no problem for a great sect, and Wei Suo etal in order not to encounter the cultivator of Xuanhuan and true martial section I wanted to leave Heaven's Dome as much as possible, but at this moment I was forced back to Heaven's Dome by Monster Beast, which really made Wei Suo and others speechless. After a full hour, the front of Wei Suo and others, the Heaven's Dome is clearly visible. At the moment, except for the strange green mist that has been a dozen miles away from Wei Suo and others, almost all the monster beasts have been left behind by Wei Suo and others. If you look out from Heaven's Dome, it is easy to produce a kind of monster beast that is brought by Wei Suo and others, as if Wei Suo and others led the endless monster beast great treasure army to attack Heaven's Dome. Heaven's Dome doesn't seem to be breaking. What's going on? Waiting for more than 1,000 miles from Heaven's Dome, Han Wei had a suspicious surging sound when he could see the Heaven's Dome in front of the secret place. Wei Suo also frowned slightly. His eyesight is still far above Han Wei and others, but he can see it clearly at the moment, and the Heaven's Dome in front does not seem to have any gaps. Wei Suo, look. Just then, Ji Ya suddenly came out with a surging sound, low surging sound. When Wei Suo and others turned their heads, they saw that Ji Ya was looking at the rear. At first glance, Wei Suo and others suddenly breathed. What are these monster beasts doing? Imitate our rabbit. Lazy eye, who is stupid and stupid, is great treasure with eyes and said such a sentence. The monster beast that usually rushes from the rear, but the front is divided into two strands, which are gathered toward the two secret place. One of the secret places is about 500 seconds of secret place on the left side of Weisuoetal, and the other secret place is 600 seconds from the right side of Weisuoetal. So at this moment, the monster beast seems to have become the shape of a rabbit head. The two monster beasts look a bit like two long bunny ears. Lazy Eye only thinks that the shape of the beast is like a rabbit head, but he never thought that he is a rabbit, but his ears are not long. If, at ordinary times, Lazy Eye said that something else is imitating the rabbit, everyone will feel very funny, but at this moment so many people hear him, but there is no smile in the heart. There are no signs, even a little surging sound, just when Weisuo and others are less than 300 miles away from Heaven's Dome great treasure, suddenly on the two secret place Heaven's Dome in front of the two monster beasts, suddenly the white light flashed and there appeared two secret place cracks. Heaven's Dome rived. Heaven's Dome, just in front of Weisuo and others, turned out to be a sudden rip. And it is directly split two secret places. Between the two secret places, it will never be more than 1,200 miles. The sudden crack in the secret place Heaven's Dome on the left side of Weisuoetal is in the air, with a length of 10 feet, and the secret place of the Heaven's Dome on the right is 10 feet long. The width is only 5 or 6 feet, but it is close to the ground. It's really a Heaven's Dome rip. And still at such a close distance, split two cracks. These monster beasts actually perceive the gap of Heaven's Dome and come here to form such an amazing beast. Weisuo and Qi Longshan, Qingping, although they have seen the Heaven's Dome gap outside of Yellow Path City, but now they see Heaven's Dome cracking in front of their eyes and seeing the scene of Heaven's Dome. The shock is simply unimaginable. Ah! Heaven's Dome rived. Sprinting. Dear God, Heaven's Dome is actually split again. And there are two cracks in the crack. Ah! Fast communication. Originally Weisuo and other people to fly to the distance of this Heaven's Dome only 300 miles, Heaven's Dome, there have been many escape light flashing, many just out of Heaven's Dome cultivator, has just been out of the Heaven's Dome soon, or in Heaven's Dome not far secret place of the wilderness collection of things cultivator, also have all seen the amazing beast tide, these unexplained cultivator itself is also in Heaven's Dome inside, horrified look at this amazing beast tide. Guessing the reason, and at the moment these cultivator also see Heaven's Dome in their own eyes split two slits, immediately all panic you, a time sees cape light all back to fly away, for a moment the secret place Heaven's Dome along the thousands of miles range, at least dozens of kinds of communications of the flame up. Weisuo, what should I do? Jia, who was shocked by two sudden cracks without surging sound, had almost no thinking ability, could not help but ask. The nearest city to this Heaven's Dome is the city of Lily, and then the closest to the city of Lily is the Heaven Winter City where we met the cultivators. These two cities are small towns, and there is no great section the animal tide of the scale can't resist it, then the two secret place rips become a blowout point centering on the two rips, the number of monster beasts is the most dense and then spreads in all directions. Weisuo took a deep breath, after saying this, immediately turned to look at Shui Ling. We first headed towards Heaven's Dome, flew into 2,000 miles, and then fled towards the North Spirit City. When I heard the words of Weisuo's, Shui Ling's face immediately showed an unbearable God, but then she gritted her teeth and said nothing, then nodded and continued to push the 3 feet. Huang Yuju Ding, flying straight forward toward the front. She knew that the tide of animals of this size had poured in. The city near the secret place did not know how many cultivators were going to fall, and even the cultivators of the few Heaven Winter City companies that they had saved could not escape. But her heart is also very clear, the animal tide of this scale, even if they all stay here, or retreat to the nearest city, it does not help, no shapeshift great art to prevent the demise of the next city and countless cultivators the fall. Ancient desolate is crazy, dear God, is ancient desolate. Wei Suo and others passed through heaven's dome. Just after flying hundreds of miles, Qingping suddenly had a surging sound. The secret place on the right side of the pedestrian is close to the ground's heaven's dome rip secret place. A monster beast of the giant treasure is squeezing in. This monster beast is only ahead in the moment, but it has almost occupied the great treasure half of heaven's dome rip. The behemoth of this giant treasure turned out to be a giant scorpion with a bronze Sihua brilliance, with a breath of amazing ancient desolate. Such a tense situation, and want to slap the title. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 628. Chapter 628 Crossing the Beast. How many high-level monster beasts exist outside Heaven's Dome? Even this level of monster beast is so fast. As soon as I saw this monster beast, Wei Suo's face suddenly became a bit white. Great treasure, any monster beast with the word ancient desolate in its name, it takes a very long time to grow, and the naked body type is very high monster beast. Ancient desolate is arrogant, but also a true level 8 mid-level strong great treasure monster beast. The monster beast above level 8, both of which are unusually strong great treasures, even the last ancient desolate by Ze outside Yellow Path City, but only level 8 low grade. The previous succubus deer also made it impossible for Li Ruohe and others to reach the level 8 mid-level monster beast. The strength of the already extensive Golden Core cultivator has been equivalent to the great treasure of the Golden Core 3rd layer 4th layer cultivator. And this kind of ancient desolate behemoth, all of them are extremely strong great treasure, unless you destroy the key with strong great treasure powerful energy. Even if you put a giant great treasure wound on your body, it may not be able to affect the great treasure. This level 8 mid-level ancient desolate behemoth, in the absence of the golden treasure cultivator above the Golden Core 3rd layer, can ruin a cultivator city. The spirit-devouring beast, which has only recently seen tens of thousands of years of rareness, is now such a giant desolate monster. This kind of scene is really amazing. It didn't take long since the last Yellow Path City breach. Now within this range of 1,100 miles, it turns out to be 2 cracks. It seems that the life essence of Heaven's Dome is indeed going to be. Seeing the secret place Heaven's Dome in the rear right side, ancient desolate's maddened treasure head, Shui Ling shock, no shapeshift great art in words. Usually high-level cultivator when Heaven's Dome kills monster beast, not to mention the monster beast above level 7, even the monster beast above level 6 is very rare, but Heaven's Dome is a breach, but it is countless high-level monster beast rushing. The level 4 level 5 monster beast has been difficult for the general cultivator, and it has fallen into the same thing in the whole animal tide. So it is not a high-level monster beast, but the wilderness outside Heaven's Dome is too vast, the high-level monster beast is too wide, and the footprint of the cultivator can only be found 1 or 2, so it is rare to encounter it. The number of monster beasts in the entire wilderness, the number of high-level monster beasts, is certainly far from the high-level monster beast in the cultivation world. Heaven's Dome cracks, the status of cultivator and monster beast will be completely reversed. Like the nearest city to this secret place, the cultivator is definitely a place to escape and be hunted. Wei Suo, this ancient desolate is so arrogant. Han Wei immediately gave a surging sound and exclaimed. Those spirit-devouring beasts have also passed through Heaven's Dome, Ji Ya is also exclaimed almost at the same time. I saw Heaven's Dome in the 2 secret place rips, the ancient desolate mad and short, has passed through the Heaven's Dome rip. The ancient desolate shape of the naked body bronze is no different from the ordinary poisonous cockroaches, but the body is amazing, the whole body is connected with the tail, and the 10 feet are not limited, just like a living hall. After the level 8 mid-level of ancient desolate ran through Heaven's Dome, It was also very unique. When you slammed it on the ground, it was wrapped in the sand of the yellow SE, just a flash forward. Generally, it spans a distance of 67 feet. This kind of embarrassment seems to be almost the same as that of Lizii. In another of the heaven's dome rips, a fabulous green SE mist has drifted in, and the spirit-devouring beast shadow inside it looks very strange. Look, there are a lot of cultivators that have been caught up by monster beast, Han Wei couldn't help but exclaim surging sound. The rear is a secret place less than 50 miles from their great treasure. There are more than 20 slower cultivators, already with some monster beast intercourse hands. Dozens of flames collided with each other, and there were 2 cultivators and several monster beasts that fell from the air. We didn't do shapeshift great art to save them, otherwise it would definitely be caught up by the rear of ancient desolate and spirit-devouring beast. Wei Suo looked at Han Wei and said it was Aoka. Deep breath. He can see that Han Wei at this time is trying to save those cultivators. But if you go back from this secret place and rush to the secret place to save those cultivators, the rear of the ancient desolate mania and spirit-devouring beast should also be rushed to the secret place. It's just this ancient desolate arrogance and these spirit-devouring beasts, and they are not necessarily able to deal with them. Then in the secret place monster beast, they must have only fallen, no shapeshift great art survived. Ancient desolate madly caught up with them, and the rest of the monster beasts were scattered. The 3-legged topaz, the great treasure Ding, continued to shoot straight ahead for a while, and Han Wei, who had been looking towards the rear of the cultivator, had an unbearable surging sound. Ancient desolate is so amazing that it has already rushed to the front of the cultivator. The dozens of monster beasts that originally revolved around those cultivators did not dare to compete with ancient desolate. They avoided it and continued to fly forward. Compared with the ancient desolate mania of the giant treasure of this body, the remaining 10 cultivators at the moment are extremely small, just a tug of ancient desolate, compared with the shape of these cultivators. A huge column. The shape of the cultivator is like a small shrimp. The more than a dozen cultivators that were chased by this ancient desolate were all stunned, and all of the shapeshift great art and shapeshift great art went to the wild beast. But all the splendid light of these cultivator G hit the body of this wild beast, they all burst directly, and they couldn't get in. This wild beast actually didn't cast any of the shapeshift great art at all. He didn't put these cultivators in his eyes. After sweeping the tail, he directly penetrated the 3 cultivators and wore them like a string together. At the same time, the 2 pliers clamped 2 unrestrained cultivators directly into 2. Immediately, the bodies of these cultivators were directly sent to the mouth by the ancient desolate, just like swallowing small shrimps, and chewed them and ate them. It's just these spirit-devouring beast and this ancient desolate arrogance, plus the previous cold jade fierceness, except for the great sect like Northern Bright Sect, where all the supreme elder characters arrive, otherwise they stop can't live. Wei Suo turned ahead, and no longer went to see the secret place. He knew that the remaining cultivator in the next secret place would also be the same as the 5 cultivators, and he would be killed directly by this ancient desolate. Swallowed. Han Wei and others couldn't bear to watch the secret place again, and their eyes moved to the rear. See now Heaven's dome, that 2-rip secret place already like the torrent burst, each breath time, has innumerable monster beast from spurts out, but Heaven's dome's inside, gush monster beast, dense, also has formed the lake general, and this piece of lake still with astonishing degree change great treasure, look unusual shocking. Shui Linger's face is slightly white, with no words. According to Wei Suo, after flying straight for 2,000 miles, he flew out towards the northern spirit city. Along the way, from the secret place to the secret place, there is a flash of the great treasure cultivator escape light, but almost all of the escape light from the location of the city of Lily. Far after seeing the lust shape of the animal tide, in a state of extreme panic, I desperately fled towards the rear. What happened? From the location of the Heaven's Dome where Wei Suo and others were forced back by the animal tide, about 40,000 miles away from the northern spirit city Great Treasure, separated by two cities. The tripod of the three-legged topaz is very amazing. After flying for 5 or 6,000 miles in the direction of the North Spirit City, there is no monster beast in the rear. It has moved away from the gap formed by the two secret places. It is. However, after flying to the north of the Spirit City for less than 3,000 miles, Wei Suo and others all turned into Se, and the Shui Ling who controlled the three-legged topaz and the great treasure, suddenly stopped unconsciously. At this moment, the sun is setting, and the sky Se is getting dark. The front of the group was far away from the secret place. At first sight, it seemed to be a little clouded, and the lightning thundered and rained. But at this moment, it is close. Wei Suo and others have seen that the chaotic black spots are not raindrops, but the monster beast and cultivator. Those flashing brilliances are not lightning and thunder, but the brilliance of the amazing number of cultivators and monster beast bucket shift great art. The place, there are 3,000 miles from the city of Taishu. How could there be such an amazing number of monster beasts? Qingping has no blood, and there are obviously a lot of cultivators escape light, which are also flying towards the direction of their pedestrians. Many monster beasts are also spreading towards their position. Our Sly has been far from the monster beast of the beast. And we are almost straight ahead of the North Spirit City, those monster beast, it is impossible to get to our front. Jia looked at Wei Suo with some vibrato. Don't Heaven's Dome really break apart? Han Weiwei's hands are all cold sweat. This kind of lust shape, only one possibility, that is, Heaven's Dome in the secret place, also broke a hole. On Heaven's Dome, which is more than 10,000 miles from the two secret places, it broke a hole. Heaven's Dome has 3 cracks. And for Wei Suo and others, it is now beginning to doubt that Heaven's Dome has really only broken 3 holes in this day. Is it not on the secret's Heaven's Dome, there are also cracks? No wonder the animal wave that I saw outside of Heaven's Dome has reached such an amazing level. There are more than 20,000 miles between Heaven First City and North Spirit City, but Heaven First City and North Spirit City and Corn Mine City form a triangle. From Heaven First City to Corn Mine City and to North Spirit City the distance is almost the same, so it can be said that Heaven First City is in the middle of the Spirit City. There is no barrier to the city. The monster beast arrives at the North Spirit City and Corn Mine City for the same time. Looking at the front, it seems clearer and clearer. The lust scene is fierce, and the face of Shensuo is shimmering. We have to get to the North Spirit City as soon as possible, otherwise the North Spirit City will be broken, then Ancient sending the shapeshift great art array will definitely destroy it. What do we do now? Shui Linger took a deep breath and immediately asked Wei Suo. Look at the current lust shape, too early city should be at stake. There aren't many cultivators in this area. Most of the great treasures are monster beasts, and now in this area, they should all be sloppy, too late to escape and trapped cultivators. The beast tide of this secret place Heaven's Dome seems to have exploded for a long time. Wei Suo looked at Shui Linger and Qi Longshan seriously and said, we still have to go straight from the direction of the Taishu city, otherwise I am afraid it will be too late. It's only forcibly passed through this beast. Otherwise, if heavenly profound continent's Heaven's Dome has started to crack completely, no shapeshift great art can escape to Cloud Spirit continent. Qi Longshan and Qingping looked at each other and looked at the unpredictable front, the sky with numerous black spots spreading out, biting their teeth and saying, Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 629. Chapter 629 Night Blank. Let's go. Everyone took out all the powerful Feifat treasures. Passing through the Beast Sea, extremely dangerous, even if you don't encounter the monster beast of the ancient desolate arrogance level, it is entangled in the monster beast of the 6th level 7 of the great treasure. The 3-legged yellow U great treasure is still driven by Shui Linger controls and continues to move towards the northern spirit city, artificial anti-harmony, SE. Jia, You put on my karma fire. Red Lotus Fa Wei Suo dragged his Fa clothing and handed it to Ji Ya. At this moment, with his cultivation base, even the powerful energy of this Fa clothing is completely irritating, and after Ji Ya is replaced, the powerful energy of this Fa clothing is also equito to give everyone more protection. After giving karma fire Red Lotus Fa to Ji Ya, Wei Suo re-released Yang Rouge Bird, Blue Luan, and 2 Black Bone Dark Lords, and then took a pigeon with a great treasure 11 whites ha bead-like Fa great treasure. This whites ha bead-like Fa great treasure was obtained from the previous cultivator's treasure receiving pocket from true martial sect, just the powerful energy of spirit rank high grade. True martial sect. This kind of great treasure is the true biography of the scorpion. It is indeed not comparable to the cultivator of the general sect, like the great treasure of the Yinsi sect, the body of the golden core great treasure cultivator of Yeling. There may not be a Dao rank Fa great treasure at the beginning. But the 2 true disciples, the scorpion, have a Dao rank middle grade and a Dao rank under the powerful energy attack sniper Fa great treasure, in addition to 2 pieces of Dao rank Fa great treasure. Spirit rank Fa great treasure also has pieces. Now Wei Suo himself just took out the whites ha bead-like Fa great treasure, but because he is only the cultivator of the equivalent to heavenly circuit realm first layer, the Fa great treasure above the control's Dao rank can't spur its powerful energy. And this whites ha bead-like ice element Fa great treasure, although the great treasure of spirit rank high grade, but good die is also a great treasure range seeing, Fa great treasure, can provoke the great treasure group white se ice fog, around the cage cover 100 feet. Like most great treasures, most ice systems are Fa great treasures. This white ice fog has the effect of paralyzing the other side. Shui Linger at the moment, in addition to the control's 3-legged yellow U great treasure tripod, there is also a purple Fa great treasure in the hands of the oil-like Fa great treasure, which is a variety of exotic animals. Very quaint, this is the ancient great treasure of the ancient Taoist sect that Wei Suo had previously obtained from 7 Leaves Reverend. This fire attribute Fa great treasure is also a powerful energy with mystic rank. King Ping is the control of the 5 SE Magpie chain and the Dao rank high grade Fa great treasure that can stimulate the golden mask. It is the defense around the tripod yellow U great treasure. Kai Longshan is the black Sejing golden crocodile that Wei Suo got from the ancient crocodile DNG. At the same time, there is a green SE Fang Ding in front of him. There is no such thing as this Jing SE square tripod, just a uncloud squirting green say, dragon-like rune. This thing, Wei Suo from the basaltic reverend, with the powerful energy of Dao rank high grade and the astral wind blades have a range of 500 to 600 feet, which is most useful for dealing with the densely dense lust shape of the monster beast. Han Wei at the moment, besides standing in front of the primal chaos Yunwei, which is dressed up by her like envy babe, there are 2 golden Dao rank high grade attacking Fa grade in front of each of which can spur golden crystal and golden lion head lightning. Treasure. Nangong Yuking is in front of a giant Dao rank high grade Fa grade treasure that can provoke a green lotus and a giant Wei Suo obtained from Ou Ranmen at the sea treasure great treasure meeting. A like Fa grade treasure. In addition to karma fire red lotus Fa, Ji Ya has nothing to do with Fa great treasure, but the reason is that because of the cultivator of her golden core stage, the power of Dark Emperor Sword Chi is amazing, and her Ice Dragon True Secrets is also a very pomegranate treasure, with the effect of freezing paralyzed each other. She specializes in the power of these 2 kinds of Fa, but on the general Dao rank Fa great treasure. Now Wei Suo is a pedestrian, can be said to be a set of half-mystic rank thunder attribute Fa array, because it is to stop flying, no Fa array use, basically the powerful Fa great treasure on hand, all use come out. Just flying forward hundreds of miles, there are already many monster beasts coming in. Hong, hong, hong. A group of white SE ice fog cages covered by the 3-legged yellow U great treasure tripod, constantly out of a powerful energy strong great treasure of the light flames, all the by 3 to the yellow U great treasure tripod around hundreds of feet. The monster beast within the range is immediately labeled as fly ash or shattered into pieces. The three-legged yellow U-great treasure is amazing, and it is wrapped in white ice and fog, like a white Se1IU star, and the momentum is like the progress of the bamboo. When we rushed 2,000 miles away, the number of monster beasts was extremely dense, and the surrounding sea monster beasts, like the dead leaves of the wind, covered the sky. Although each of the three-legged yellow U-great treasure trips in the Sci-fi great treasure and the fascinating glare of the fascinating flames, it is natural to take the most recent monster beast, but because there are monsters in all directions. If it is seen from the outside, it is like a dense monster beast constantly hitting on the SE light flames of the three-legged yellow U-great treasure tripod, constantly intensive bringing. The three-legged yellow U-great treasure hits the flames of each SE, and the impact is on the monster beast of all sides, and it collides with each sea monster beast, even hundreds of outside the three-legged yellow U-great treasure outside the scope of the fence. A light curtain with a colorful background was formed. Although at this moment, the sky SE is dark, the secret place of the three-legged yellow U-great treasure tripod has a kind of secret place in the darkness of the great treasure sea, A11 ship in the 1NG of the storm, even some discerning it too clear about the sense of orientation, but at the moment everyone is in the same position, but they can all see the distant secret place. There is a city on a mountain range. Path to Heaven. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 630. Chapter 630. Xuanhuan Temple is approaching. Not the breath of cultivator. In the night sky of the countless monster beast, the white young cultivator came out of the air, and the soft white separate light seemed to be extinguished soon. It looked very dangerous. He looked at Wei Suo and others from afar, and the god on his face was very sincere, and the movement was soft, no different from the normal cultivator, unlike the monster beast. However, his eyes were very calm, and after listening to Jiya's words, Han Weiwei and others looked at it and saw that his eyes were so clear and strange that he did not seem to feel lust se color, such as the same pool white se. No, it must be weird, Wei Suo's brows. At this moment, the spirit light on the white young cultivator is not like the shapeshift great art. It is not like the spiritual chi of the golden core cultivator. It is not like the cultivator. And at a closer look, this white young cultivator around the body of the monster beast is dense, it seems that he is dodging in it, approaching them, precarious, but at a closer look, the monster beast near him didn't really attack him, but instead flew into his Bai's hang, and immediately there was something inductive, and some feared to circumvent. Human-shaped monster beast, is it humanoid monster beast? Is there any monster beast that looks exactly the same as the appearance of the cultivator? Seeing such a strange scene, Shui Linger's vision flickered, breathing some pause. She can see that there is no illusory light outside the white-robed cultivator. It is such a naked body type, not formed by the mask-shift great art. Water spirit Yuan Qi. The strong water spirit Yuan Qi, but not the cultivator. Immediately, Shui Linger sensed again, and some lost the se. Water spirit Yuan Qi? Not good. When I heard Shui Linger's words, green-robed old man suddenly reacted to what it was like, it's water candle monster. Level 8 mid-level ancient desolate monster beast. Fast, don't let him get close. This is the water candle monster. Hurry. Get around it. Don't let it be near. Wei Suo instantly changed his face and got a surging sound, sternly shouted. Water candle monster. Shui Linger's naked body suddenly trembled and his face was white. SS. Almost at the same time, a surging sound suddenly sounded. The face of the white young cultivator suddenly became extremely embarrassing, and the white separate light suddenly burst into madness. Pa! Immediately, the white's shapeshift great art clothing on the white cultivator suddenly burst, and the white's shapeshift great art clothing burst, but it did not scatter, but turned into a white water spirit Yuan Qi, wrapped around this white cultivator body. This white young cultivator, the figure has become as big as a foot, the whole body naked body, although there are limbs, but it has not even seen the five senses. The head is pointed, twisted, look far, like a white se candle is baked by fire, burnt and melted, or like a white se candle lit in the wind, very strange. What the damned thing is this? Xuanhuan poured a cold air and subconsciously spurred the two golden shape-shift great art great treasures in the hands of the water candle monster. Boom, a golden crystal light column and a bucket of golden lightning, instantly reached the white shadow of this shaking. Pa! Water candle monster stretches out the right hand like a melting white candle, a white light, and it's easy to smash the gold crystal light column and the golden lightning, while the figure continues to move towards the three-legged yellow great treasure. The orientation is intercepted. Two pieces of Dao rank high-grade shape-shift great art great treasure attack, turned out to be no shadow shift great art blocking the minute, this strange monster beast, scattered breath, chilling. Chi. The purple heart lantern in Shui Linger's hand suddenly became bright, with dozens of purple se flames rushing out of the purple heart lantern and heading towards the water candle monster. Another white light came out of the hands of the water candle monster. The dozens of purple se flames were only slightly smashed, and they immediately shattered and turned into a stream of purple se. Dang! A dark shadow of a giant treasure flew out, black light scattered, the ear of the surging sounds people's eardrum seems to be broken. The black shadow of this giant treasure is the Jing golden giant crocodile that Qi Longshan is also excited at the same time. At the moment, the head of this Jing gold giant crocodile is actually slightly down. Qi Longshan's face changed. This Jing gold giant crocodile, although not lost by spiritual Qi at the moment, but I am afraid that it will be damaged by the water candle monster. He didn't dare to sacrifice this shape-shift great art great treasure to deal with this monster beast. What the damned thing is this? Xuanhuan couldn't help but call such a surging sound again. After hitting the Jing golden giant crocodile in one fell swoop, the white light swaying water candle monster continued to move forward, and the white light was blazing, bringing the pressure of heaven shaking. Water candle monster is a level 8 mid-level ancient desolate monster beast. This kind of monster beast can change the appearance, the whole body can be transformed like a group of mud, and the body can be automatically healed even if it is split into two pieces. It can be glued together only strong great treasure powerful energy shock, it is possible to kill it, and its demon is very strong great treasure, and the cultivator battle for a long time, the shapeshift great art powerful. Energy will not be reduced. At this time, Blue Luan, who had never spoken after Yang Rouge Bird, couldn't bear the pressure and screamed. The shapeshift great art great treasure of mystic rank is not blocked by shapeshift great art live him, only he can stop him. Brother Rabbit, I want you to shoot now. Wei Suo naturally knows who he is in the mouth of Blue Luan, with the slightest hesitation, and he immediately said to Li Ziyi, who is afraid of god lust. Hong. Li Ziyi listened to Wei Suo and seemed to be afraid of it. It was because Wei Suo didn't want to shoot, so she kept holding hands. At the moment, when he heard Wei Suo's, he suddenly reached for a stroke, and the body of spiritual Qi condensed at the top. A black giant se phantom of the Pont great treasure, at the same time, a round of DNG with terrifying powerful energy gray-black se crescent moon rises. SS. This head only appeared in the waters of the deep desolate wilderness, and it was also the ancient desolate monster beast that took tens of thousands of years to grow. Suddenly a surging sound screamed. Between the white light and the gray light, the head of the monster beast flashed white light, and then flew backwards. Ancient 10 great treasure top grade attack lightning waning moon, one of shapeshift great art, is really unimaginable, can make this head monster beast without shapeshift great art by near. Zizig, don't stop at all, rush out. Green-robed old man great treasure. The three-legged yellow great treasure did not stop at all, and continued to move forward. Hong. The water candle monster that flew out did not seem to have any damage, but the Bai was coming, but it was a round of lightning waning moon coming out of Li Ziyi. Under the white light and the gray light, at least 20 heads were close. The low-grade monster beast was smashed into pieces by the collapsed and scattered powerful energy, and the water candle monster flew out again, not in front of the three-legged yellow great treasure. Too strong. This strength, placed in the south of heavenly profound continent, is invincible, and reverend extreme happiness and heaven-catching reverend are nothing compared to shapeshift great art. Looking at the strong great treasure monster beast that was not blocked by shapeshift great art, it was blocked again and again. Qi Longshan and Qingping looked at Li Ziyi beside them, and they were very shocked. This kind of personal feeling of heaven-level top ranks powerful energy is quite different from that of the shapeshift great art. There are so many great treasure level 8 monster beast, together with those spirit devouring beast, all of the beast nets will not be able to calm down soon. Shui Ling'er's eyes flashed like water, and the thoughts came to mind. With dozens of breaths, you should be able to get rid of this monster beast. This kind of monster beast above level 8 seems to have the majesty of strong great treasure. Even if they will join forces against each other, they will not stay in a secret place. In this case, we should be able to wear out the beast. See. Wei Suo looked at the water candle monster, which was flying back again, and quickly judged the current situation. If his current cultivation base does not fall back to this level, or the strong great treasure cultivation base of the golden core 4th layer, maybe you can try it and kill the water candle monster. Because this water candle monster is also the water attribute monster beast of the great treasure, and it is the peak state, its Ru body and water spirit Yuan Qi among monster core, probably not more than the previous water attribute heavenly dragon monster. There are fewer water spirit Yuan Qi among the core. After all, those heavenly dragon monster cores have gone through tens of thousands of years, and spiritual Qi has lost a lot, but at the moment, Wei Suo didn't dare to have any stops at all, because with their current strength, they deal with a level 8 mid-level monster beast. Although they also have a grasp of 70% or 80%, if they stay, they will come again. If the monster beast of level 8 or above is besieged, then the chances of their fall are as high as 7 or 8. Fortunately, there is this rabbit bodyguard. Green-robed old man breathed a sigh of relief. What is surging sound? But almost at the same time, the entire upper sky, but it is faintly sounded by boom long surging sound. This is like a 9-day thundering surging sound, giving Wei Suo a very familiar feeling in the first place. Far from the secret place Heaven First City, the shape of the lava giant treasure lava trolls also clearly felt something, first looked up at the sky, then, it was a double wing flutter, the fire lingering. Pang Great Treasure's figure turned out to be it has risen and is also approaching the position of Wei Suo and others. Xianfeng Temple. It is the surging sound of the mysterious temple. It is Lin Taixu. Shui Ling'er's face suddenly became without a trace of blood, and her figure shook, and she couldn't help but grab one of Wei Suo's hands. Xianfeng Temple, Ji Ya and others suddenly stopped breathing. Lin Taixu was originally near this Heaven First City. He must have felt the fierce battle of our secret place, and felt the Pang Great Treasure powerful energy of Li Ziyi's lightning waning moon, so I rushed over, Nangong looking surging sound, shaking, watching Wei Suo. If it is in peacetime, maybe there can be shapeshift great art to cover up, but at this moment, only rely on Li Ziyi's shapeshift great art to block this level 8 mid-level ancient desolate monster beast. No shapeshift great art hides the trail. Boom long. Boom long. The surging sound of Xianfeng Temple is getting closer to Bai. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 631. Chapter 631 Flame Burning. It is the person who is holding the house. It was another round of grey and black, and the Li Ziyi of the water candle monster, who was a strong great treasure, also heard the surging sound, and was afraid, and depressed, facing the water candle. Monster called, the great treasure home is a monster beast. If you want to fight, you can also call this person. What do you want to do with our rabbits? Water candle monster paused and continued to move, not in the words of Lizzie. The ancient level of the high-level monster beast in the wilderness, each with its own territory, distinct latitude and longitude, like this level of monster beast, in the monster beast, like a country's monarch, high above, one after another by Lizzie shocked, already let it be extremely angry. Hong. At this time, on the backside of the pedestrian, in the extremely high sky, it seems that the sky was shattered, and the numerous golden lights were rolled up. Immediately, an incomparably giant great treasure, up to several dozens of golden furnaces fell down, the golden chain of giant great treasure wrapped around the furnace lingered with the golden flame, the whole golden furnace was scattered with golden light, the countless monster beasts in the sky were burned to fly ash, and the power was unimaginable. It's the one who burns the stove. Seeing this ruined golden furnace, Lizzie's eye is another embarrassment, and the brilliance of the eyes is more prosperous. Heaven burning divine stove. Fen Tianfan is also with Lin Taixu. Wei Suo's heart trembled. He had seen the opponents of this golden furnace and Lizzie's. Although this golden furnace is only the powerful energy of mystic rank, shapeshift great art great treasure does not know which kind of material is used for refining, which is extremely strong. Even Lizzie's lightning waning moon is the most shocking. No shapeshift great art shocked it? Heaven burning divine stove has blood red light, not Fen Tianfan in controls heaven burning divine stove. It is a bloody Yang Shishu in the controls of heaven burning divine stove. He is also the cultivation base of the golden core second layer late stage, but his Hotlan red blood is the heaven level mid-level shapeshift great art, which can match the power of the great burning divine stove. My master must have been angry. Shui Linger looked at the place where heaven burning divine stove was suppressed, facing Wei Suo saying with sound transmission. Wei Suo is cold as ice. Above the heaven burning divine stove, there is a red glow of red blood se. The red light of the blood red se is also extremely amazing. The monster beast that is swept by these red lights, immediately, they all turned into a fire group, and they fell down and then turned into a ash in the air. The general great treasure zone men, is not to let the men among the treasure cultivator, G origin shapeshift great art great treasure, to other cultivator use, even if other cultivator have better work shapeshift great art, especially mystic wind sect. This species has a lot of heavy great treasure of the level great treasure poke me n. Usually more is impossible to make a bit high weight golden core great treasure cultivator will body to great treasure G out, to other cultivator use. Because it is not for no reason to give great treasure, it is the most important means of stimulating the cultivator in the men to find the great treasure. Only the men within the cultivator go out and get a great shapeshift great art great treasure. Men great art great shapeshift will become more and more, these cultivator if life essence exhausted, these out of the great treasure things will be left behind, and if men tune to adjust, with some cultivator inevitable fallout, a pope men heavy great trees year will become less and fewer. Heaven burning divine stove originally Fen Tianfan's famous shapeshift great art great treasure, now replaced by blood yang control, can only be the same as Shui Linger said. Mystic wind sect's continuous damage, the men's sentiment is seriously damaged, has made sect master very angry. Hong. The lid of heaven burning divine stove, which smashed the sky in the sky, suddenly opened a hole, ejected a circle of golden flames, and swarmed around with a great treasure group monster beast. Burned to ashes. They have locked in our position. The voices of Qi Longshan and Qingping are trembling. Obviously, the golden furnace of Pang great treasure is drawing an amazing trajectory in the air, straight to the direction of their location. The Xianfeng temple does not show reveals at the moment, but boom long surging sound, but it's in the night sky above the golden furnace, and it's awesome to follow this golden stove. Wei Suo, the place was covered in dark fog. I don't know because the monster beast was formed, but only by spelling it, depending on the cover of the dark fog, maybe it could escape. Green-robed old man's surging sound sounded wow. More than 10 miles away from the crowd, in the direction of Heaven's Dome, there is a thick black fog of the great treasure piece, which seems to cover at least a few hundred miles. It is impossible to see the lust shape inside, only raindrops. Monster beast, rushing through the black fog. Although everyone knows that this black fog is a secret place on the way to the Heaven First City in the Sky Rip, the dense monster beast, which is pouring in from the Heaven's Dome Rip, is now just passing through this dark fog, but at a glance looking forward, giving people the first feeling, but it seems that these monster beasts are born from the dark fog. Let's go. Wei Suo didn't stop at the slightest. He pointed to Xuanhuan where the thick black mist shrouded, and Xuanhuan didn't have any hesitation at all. The three-legged yellow great treasure tripped toward the secret place. Artificial defense against harmony, se and go. She knows better than anyone else that the shackles of the Xianfeng temple are not under the flapshift great art great treasure of coiling dragon reverend. It is impossible to escape without the shapeshift great art. Lin Taixu and the blood of the controls heaven burning divine stove add up to a more terrible than the two-level mid-level monster beast. Lightning waning moon, apricot coiling dragon ding, I don't think you are all gathered in a secret place. I don't think it's so easy to go, but at this time, Lin Taixu's surging sound has already sounded. Boom. The whole space is a-trembling, as if the air within a few thousand feet of the circle is one of the tight, with an amazing pressure, Pangret Treasure's mysterious temple, at heaven burning divine stove the top of it appeared. Sister, you and me are in the same place. If you change your mind at the moment, everything can be saved at the same time. Two scattered supreme majestic figures, revealed in the hall of the Xianfeng temple, revealing a cultivator spotless, dashing eyebrows star, shiny black with a white se soft U-band tied in behind the head. Yintang is white and bright, the secret place is high above the sky, overlooking the sentiments of all beings. The cultivator's eyes are directly locked on the Xuanhuan with the three-legged yellow great treasure tripod. It is the true biography of Mystic Wind Sect first senior brother, Lin Taixu. Another cultivator, wearing a purple-red shapeshift great art clothing, 40 years old, thin face, eyebrow and head, turned out to be purple-red se, blood-red separate light, formed 12 blood-red outside his body the aura of se. This person is obviously divine ability and the blood on the Fentian fan. When I heard Lin Taixu, Xuanhuan trembled, but did not have a surging sound. The controllers were still rushing toward the thick black mist. Sister, you shouldn't be obsessed with me, you have to kill me and kill you. In the eyes of Lin Taixu, a flash of light flashed out of him. Dozens of heads slightly near the mysterious heavenly hall of the monster beast were all shaken into powder. The power is amazing. What sister, there is no teacher cultivator of yours here, you admit the wrong person. Hearing the words of Lin Taixu, Xuanhuan still didn't speak, and Li Zi looked at Lin Taixu with hatred and called it. In his opinion, Huang great treasure has only rabbits on the tripod, and there are some sisters of Lin Taixu. I don't know what to do. A group of animals, hearing the words of Li Zi, and then seeing Xuanhuan look like nothing, Lin Taixu coldly smiled, and the wind surging sound above the entire sky seemed to be driven by him. I don't understand, a group of babies. I don't realize me, a group of animals. A stock giant macro treasure's surging sound, constantly pulsing DNG in the air, like the 9-day God King's trial. Chi. A golden lance with a very wild and devastating zinky flame, which was scattered around the sky, appeared in front of him and instantly burst out the dazzling golden splendid light. The flame of the golden rifle, dragged up to 200 flame tails in the air, like a comet. On the path through which the golden rifle passes, all the monster beasts are directly impacted into a fluffy fly ash. Dang! A round of grey-black se curved moon rises from the void and collides with this golden streamer, heaven-shaking surging sound. The secret place of the impact of the secret place within a radius of 200 feet is like a collapse, The secret place in which the monster beast great treasure is more than divided, the blood Ru flies. The spiritual chi on Li Ziyi was surging as never before, and the distant mountains formed by spiritual chi were shattering. Wei Suo even felt the old breath from his body, showing Li Ziyi's blow. It is also the limit, even the golden core powerful energy is the loss of the great treasure. However, the two secret shaking powerful energy impacted the secret place, the gray-black SE crescent moon completely collapsed, the golden streamer is Yu Wei, still dragging the long flame tail, again artificial anti-harmony, SE. Pu. The purple heart lantern in Shui Linger's hand swells dozens of purple SE crystal flames and hits the golden streamer. Finally, golden was dark and closed. Annihilation God Spear. Real mystic rank high grades heavy great treasure, even Li Ziyi's cultivation base at the moment of lightning mystic moon, powerful energy is somewhat inferior, no wonder Li Ziyi escaped Lin Taixu's pursuit, but suffered fatal damage, oil the lights are dry and dying. You are a traitor. You are looking for a dead end. Seeing Shui Linger showing shapeshift great art great treasure blocking his own annihilation god spear, Lin Taixu's face se became extremely dreary cold, and the body reveals the boundless murderous intention. The lava troll is also chasing. Far secret place seems to have a strong great treasure monster beast coming, they are too conspicuous. Jia exclaimed a surging sound. At this time a group of amazing fires baleful aura interest, reddish half of the sky, rushing. In the violent baleful aura, it is the surface of the red rock, shaped like a stone giant, but behind it is a pair of lava giant treasure rudder lava troll. This is originally in heaven first city will be the entire city trample at the foot of the general strong great treasure monster beast, now across the void, it looks like body naked bodies extremely heavy, but the giant great treasure wings flutter, it's done unexpectedly is still in the 3 feet yellow Yu great treasure Ding and Xianfeng days above the temple, in Ji Yaout exclaimed at the same time, has been away from the rear of the Xianfeng temple less than 1,500 zhang. Hong, a giant great treasure fire bristle with a diameter of at least several tens of feet, from the hands of this sacred demon god Abyss, crushed towards Lin Taixu and Bloody Yang. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 632. Chapter 632 Brothers, Brothers. Lin Taixu and the blood-filled Yang, who had fallen through the sky, were too strong and too conspicuous. And for monster beast, the higher the cultivator cultivation base, the more spiritual chi is, the better the quality. The lava trolls were chased from the rear city pool, so naturally the first time attacked Lin Taixu and the bloody Yang. Nice. Hit them, we are monster beast not playing monster beast. Li Ziyi immediately screamed at the sight of Lin Taixu and the bloody savage assaulted by the sacred demon. The face is thin, and the body is also strewn with a high breath. The bloody Yang of the breath sneaked a surging sound. The purple-red's shapeshift great art on the body has no wind and automatically, and it bursts into a mysterious light pattern, like a strange flower bloom. Dang, only to see him reach out, heaven-burning divine stove hit the fire group coming from behind. A surging sound hits the giant bell like surging sound, and the heaven-burning divine stove is just a golden tremor that blocks the back of the lava troll. Chi. At the same time, face dreary cold Lin Taixu as God King General step forward, annihilation God spear again into terrifying golden streamer, pierce the night sky, 9 days of astral wind seems to be his thorough, first in his and Xianfeng temple above, form a one-stop wind, then and out of the countless green Sarajin chi condensed together, suddenly condense a book great treasure 11 books. This is the Heavenly Emperor book, the heaven level great level attack, shapeshift great art, Shui Linger uttered a surging sound. Outside, Lin Taixu coldly swept over, and throughout the sky, the giant treasure's surging sound was heard. Hong. Heaven shaking's bursting surging sound, a round of grey-black se crescent and 2 black bone dark lord, Yang Rougebird and Blue Luan spurred the splendid light, blocking Lin Taixu's blow. Dang. But at the same time, a Ponte Grey treasure shadow turned back to Wei Suo and others, and the 5 Sedivine light screen outside the 3-legged yellow U great treasure trip also had a cracking surging sound. Water candle monster. When Lin Taixu attacked Wei Suo and others, the water candle monster, which had been repeatedly retired, was still up and attacked Wei Suo and others. Qi Longshan and others are in a hurry. There is no other lust that can be blocked by shapeshift great art. It can only provoke the Jing golden giant crocodile, but this Jing golden giant crocodile is also lost to the white light powerful energy of water candle monster. The water candle monster's powerful white energy continues to hit the 5 Sedivine light screen. Hong, Hong, Hong. Annihilation God Spear developed a strong gress of great treasure in the night sky. A book like the Emperor of Heaven was formed in front of Lin Taixu, just by Annihilation God Spear and Mystic Wind section. This powerful great treasure, shapeshift great art's powerful energy, has made countless dense monsters in the night sky without shapeshift great art by. Wei Suo and others are concentrating on the various attacks of shapeshift great art and shapeshift great art great treasure against the Lin Taixu and water candle monster attacks. On the other side, Heaven burning divine stove has once again swelled and become a lava talc like a giant tower. The great treasure is more than double. It seems like a sunburst is suspended in the air, with the rough treasure like a pillar. Numerous light-flowing golden chains have been wrapped around the lava trolls. The top cover of the furnace has been opened, a golden glow of the stock, constantly rushing to the lava troll, rough golden treasure of the golden chain, stretched straight, dragging the lava troll, seems to be this the lava troll was dragged into the furnace to refining. Dang! Dang! An amazing fire baleful aura, condense of various shapes, hit the furnace of heaven burning divine stove, out of hundreds of miles of fascinating giant great treasure bell-like surging sound. Heaven burning divine stove keeps shaking, but there are no scars on the naked body. It is extremely strong and seems to be shocked thousands of times and will not be damaged. The bloody red sun shines on the top cover of heaven burning divine stove, and there is no lust on it. With the golden flame of Wang Haoang, it pours out from heaven burning divine stove and rushes toward the lava troll. Ah! The two people's shapeshift great art great treasure and divine ability are too strong, and they don't use the full force. Even if the water candle monster attacks them, we may not be able to get out of their hands. Wei Suo, do you want to use your remaining great treasure annihilation golden core directly, so maybe it can cause damage to them? Let us escape. Green-robed old man screaming surging sound, and it continually rang in Wei Suo's ear. At this moment, the blood yang has dealt with the lava behemoth, and it seems to have the upper hand. He is using the heaven-burning divine stove to drag the behemoth and pursue it to Wei Suo and others. He wants to pursue Wei Suo. Wait, and you have to take away this rare level 8 monster beast. At the moment, Wei Suo and others can barely resist the attack of Lin Taixu and water candle monster, but some of the scattered monster beasts are already in no way possible. There are already a lot of monsters and splendid lights. Shocked on the spirit light curtain outside the 3-legged yellow U great treasure. Wei Suo's white ice fog is basically just condensed out, it is broken up, outside the divine light screen, it is already if there is not much resistance to the 5 Sedivine light screen, there is a layer Deo rank high grades golden divine light screen, and Jiya's apocalyptic karma fire red lotus. Such a defense of powerful energy, it is still impossible to be broken. However, the degree of tripod U great treasure has been slower and slower. In this way, before the escape into the dark fog, the apricot coiling dragon ding where Wei Suo and others are located will be caught up by Lin Taixu. When the Xianfeng temple was pressed directly on their heads, they did not escape from the shapeshift great art. And as time goes on, there aren't more mystic wind sect cultivators coming in, and it's more difficult to get out of the way. While hearing the surging sound like green-robed old man, Wei Suo took the magnificent treasure annihilation golden core on the storage bracelet and Wei Suo. But at this time, Shui Ling who saw the situation very badly, bit his teeth. Under the lust shape that Lin Tegzu has now, she also refuses to conceal her cultivation base and shape-shift great art. With her hands on her strokes, a circle of water through the bright water is centered on her, forming a vortex around her through the clear water, and with her naked body, Xuanhuan does not stopping and rushing out. This vortex formed by the clear water lines is getting more and more great treasure, producing an inexplicable and powerful great treasure attraction. The monster beast, which was originally surrounded by many crazy people, suddenly burst into a panic and screamed and flew backwards. Because this group is increasingly the invisible powerful energy generated by the singular vortex of Pang great treasure, they are all pulled away through the whirlpool. A little more great treasure, some of the monster beast are able to break away from this attraction, and the vast great monster beast of the great treasure, but there is not enough power to fight, was drawn into this whirlwind. After being caught in this whirlpool, these monster beasts were not killed, just like being washed into the water stream, wrapped in them, swirling in the direction of the whirlpool. She is going to use this Dao technique shapeshift great art to take in the black fog. Don't let the water candle monster and Lin Tegzu break the Dao technique shapeshift great art. Han Weiwei looked at Shui Linger's amazing surgery, shapeshift great art, and reacted instantly to a surging sound great treasure. At this moment, Wei Suo and others are at least a few miles away from the edge of the thick black fog, and the Dao technique shapeshift great art from Shui Linger comes out, the dark fog that looks unprotracted, but also spurred, the black and dark fog of the billows swept. Good. You dare to use my shapeshift great art of mystic wind sect to deal with me. You are completely saved. But do you think this is useful? Lin Tegzu's face appeared angry, but his surging sound is full of power and confidence. While Han Weiwei's screaming surging sound rang, he reached out and a group of yellow light rose in his hands. This group of yellow light is a watermelon-like great treasure 11 sea crystal ball. Under the circumstance of Lin Tegzu's Xuanhuan, the yellow light becomes more and more bright. As soon as I saw the Scutellaria sea crystal ball, Shui Linger's breathing even stopped. However, Lin Tegzu's eyes flashed violently, frowning, and there was a trace of wonder in his face. The sea crystal ball is like a giant great treasure lantern, and the yellow light is completely through the monster chi of many monster beast, and the appearance of these monster beast is vivid. This thing is obviously a penetration of the extremely bright lighting class shapeshift great art great treasure. Shui Linger is also very aware of the function of this shapeshift great art great treasure, so when you see Lin Tegzu offering this shapeshift great art great treasure, it will be such a god. But at this moment, the yellow light emitted from the Scutellaria sea crystal ball, when it smashed into the dark fog of the far secret place, it can only penetrate a few feet, and there is no shapeshift great art penetration. I can't see the lust shape in the black fog. This black fog is weird, not the formation of monster chi, a common monster beast. Seeing such a scene, Wei Suo's brow couldn't help but jump. Because at this time, Wei Suo's eyes still see the water candle monster's shapeshift great art also obviously remembered, it seems that there is some scruples about this thick black fog. Call. But at this time, it seems that the great treasure wind great treasure 1NG transit, the black se thick fog has already flooded, and immediately Wei Suo and others and the rear Lin Tegzu, Blood Yang, all swept inside. Black se thick fog, no slight spiritual chi, without any monster stased monster chi often smells bad, but it also has a lot of barrier effect on divine consciousness. Wei Suo's divine consciousness can only find hundreds of feet, very surprising. Water candle monster is still catching up. A white light, from the rear to open the thick fog, toward the three-legged yellow great treasure, was smashed by Lazy Eye's round of gray-black se crescent moon. Brother Rabbit, you have to do what? At this time, let Wei Suo have a surging sound. The surging sound is that after the lightning waning moon, Lazy Eye is a figure, stepping out of the three-legged yellow great treasure tripod. I am going to take this monster beast away, Otherwise, I will use this kind of grey-black se moon-like thing, and this monster beast is against the enemy. Even if there is such a black fog concealing, it will definitely be perceived by the cultivator that houses the house. I am against this monster beast. Let the cultivator think that we are all together, can take him away by the way, and only then, Brother Rabbit, I am very happy to meet you. Lizzie, who stepped out in one step, was red-eyed and looked at Wei Suo and others seriously. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 633. Why such a big move? Originally, Ji Ya and others had already waited until Wei Suo called them to leave, and then came out of the quiet room. But Wei Suo made the mountain shake, but Ji Ya and others couldn't help but flew out of the quiet room and flew towards Wei Suo's quiet room to see what happened at the end. What's up? In the farthest quiet room, Li Freehand, who had his eyes closed and seemed to be dozing off, was suddenly startled. After blinking his eyes twice, he also flew towards Wei Suo's quiet room. What? Just seeing the scene in Wei Suo's quiet room, Ji Ya, Shui Ling Nangong Yuking, Han Weiwei, Yin Li, including later Li Freehand, could not help but exclaim. Wei Suo's body, under the aura of the spirit of the water spirit, gleamed with a silver gleam. In front of him, a golden pill, exuding 10,000 rays of light, condensed water spirit, outside his golden pill, condensed into a transparent wave of substance. Above this golden pill, aura condenses into a bright full moon. And his Jindan, looks like the moon, reflected in the light blue sea. And his golden pill is about the size of a circle, and his hands are circled, almost like a hug. Such a huge Jindan, just the appearance, gives a suffocating feeling. Brother Rabbit, your demon princess, how could it be so big? The silly Li Freehand still thinks that he and Wei Suo and others are all rabbits. Looking at this golden pill of Wei Suo, he could not bear it. Asked. We have some rabbit demon pill, it will be so big, such a huge Jindan, Wei Suo has never seen, and this is Jindan's triple Jindan, to Jindan's fourfold, Jindan's fivefold, this Jindan will be even bigger. So at this moment, Wei Suo couldn't help but be shocked by his golden pill, and sometimes he didn't know how to answer, just said such a sentence. It seems that rabbits also have different talents. I'm too old. Li Freehand, silly, shook his head, and couldn't help but sigh. Jindan Ziyiguang hasn't condensed into the form of Fulu, it is Jindan triple, less than Jindan quadruple. Jindan triple is so big, how big will Jindan quadruple be? 4 days, just a little more than 4 days, I got Jindan's triple cultivation behavior. This speed is really almost the same as that of the original cultivation practice. It is almost the same as the original cultivation behavior. The cooperation of the top level is really terrifying. In these tens of thousands of years of monasticism, it is estimated that no one can practice faster than him. I don't know if there are any remaining dragon bones and dragon pill in the dragon mound. If there is any remaining, then the speed of his next practice will be very amazing. Between Wei Suo and the silly Li Freehand dialogue, Ji Ya and others also recovered from the initial shock, and their eyes flashed violently. And after this time, Han Weiwei felt like he was going to pass out again. Jindan's triple Jindan had already grown to such a degree, then Jindan's fourfold. To what extent did Jindan swell? I am afraid at least the same diameter as the wagon. A golden pill the size of a horse wheel, such a golden pill comes out, and the other common golden pill weighs. The golden pie comes out as a golden monk who is only the size of an egg, a pigeon and an egg. Falling, it directly scared cerebral hemorrhage. Brother Rabbit, have you recovered almost? At this time, Wei Suo took a look at Li Freehand. He felt that the breath of Li Freehand has been very stable, and the real elements in his body have been very abundant, giving a powerful feel. It's almost, why, are you going to save the other 2 rabbits? Li Yi's insidious eyes suddenly lit up. Since this is the case, let's rush over. Wei Suo's eyes flashed and he immediately made a decision. The time at this moment is completely under his control. There are still 4 days left before the deadline given by Su Qianxian said by Qi Jinren, and his Water Emperor can still practice on the way. Now, there are only 7 complete dragon skeletons and 3 golden pills left in his body, which should be enough to support his breakthrough to the 4 golden pill repairs. Wei Suo does not believe that, at such a level of his, combined with the practice of the dragon body star quenching technique, and the cultivation of Jindan's fourfold, Xuanhuan's supernatural powers can surpass him. And when the time comes, his physical body will certainly be strong to an unimaginable level. Wei Suo, my Dancha sword has also been sacrificed. I have some words to tell you separately. After I finish speaking, I will leave and go back to the Yunling mainland, but at this time, Yin Li looked in Wei Suo's eyes. There was a look of reluctance. She met Wei Zhuo in Xiaoshenjia. At first, she only had a good feeling in her heart, but after contacting, Wei Zhuo's temperament, including the current magical power, had already made her deeply intoxicated. A powerful monk is not rare, but a monk who is so strong and so temperamental is too rare. Why, are you still a rabbit rushing from Yunling mainland? At this moment, Yin Li's heart was full of deep feelings, but when she heard her words, in the eyes of Li Yi silly and silly, it was exposed again. With a curious look, how many rabbits are there in Yunling mainland? The rabbit of Yunling mainland is only me. Hearing Li freehand words, Yin Li's nose wrinkled slightly, looking at Wei Suo, smiling. There are so few rabbits in Yunling mainland. Li freehand murmured sadly. Go, let's wait outside. Nangong Yuking nodded at Wei Suo and Yin Li. Afterwards, all the freehand Li freehands were also swept out. In the entire quiet room, only Yin Li and Wei Suo were left. Yin. Wei Suo looked at Yin Li. What she just wanted to say, Yin Li's delicate body had already rushed into his arms, and the attractive cherry lips blocked his mouth, and his soft tongue, also straight over. Such a sudden attack made Wei Suo's body suddenly stiff. No matter what you think, you are already the only companion in my heart, my husband. And at this time, the beautiful fragrance of tongue, but withdrew from Wei Zhuo's mouth, along Wei Zhuo's mouth, all the way to sliding down, and at the same time a vocal sound came out of his mouth. Farewell this time, I don't know when I will see you again, I want you to remember me, don't forget me. This is Miao wrapped around the dragon. With a whisper of Yin Li, Wei Suo's body shuddered. This is the secret technique. Wei Suo's mind had just emerged with such a thought, and a feeling of being extremely comfortable immediately filled his body. And his hands were once again drawn by Yin Li, protruding into Yin Li's clothes. One hand was held on the soft and slick xiangfeng of Yin Li, while the other hand was covering her delicate buttocks. In just a moment, Wei Suo's passion was thoroughly stirred. But he didn't need any of his movements at all. The beautiful clothes slipped down. The white and delicate body was wrapped around like a wandering snake, and the two were really combined at once. You are going to save them, there is not enough time, little villain, if there is a chance in the future, I will. Yin Li's fragrant tongue slipped into Wei Suo's mouth again, between the twists, Yin Li's throat, thin whisper. Ah, it was only a moment, in a strange sucking sensation that was so shocking to the soul, Wei Suo's Yang Yuan spewed out and poured into Yin Li's body without control. And a pure Yin Yuan also immediately flowed into Wei Suo's body. Wei Suo's entire soul seemed to be flying at once. Puff. At this moment, Yin Li's body suddenly flashed a layer of gleaming light. On his forehead, a mysterious pattern on the forehead suddenly appeared, and quickly disappeared. Yin Li, is this? After Wei Suo's slight meal, he felt that Yin Li's aura flow at this moment was extremely unique. This is a jade lock for the king. A shy blush suddenly appeared on the skin like Yunyu white jade. She looked at Wei Suo with a sly smile. This technique is to identify yourself as a mate in the future. If others invade me like you do in the future, then the true element and Jindan in my body will explode, and the jade will burn. Starting today, other people besides you will never want to get me again. After finishing this sentence, Yin Li suddenly slipped, withdrew from Wei Suo's body, and immediately lowered her head again. In an instant, it was another huge pleasure that drowned Wei Suo. For a moment, Yin Li straightened up, stretched her hand a little, and put on her coat. It's only a moment's time, but the taste is hard to explain. This is the Dansha sword. Yin Li's jade hand moved slightly, and there was an additional pill with grey and black flames in his hand, but Wei Suo didn't wait for her to finish, but she reached out and stroked her hand. Close, don't let her put this thing into her own hands, my cultivation base is faster than I thought. When I get to Jindan Sai, I will all of the golden pills on the planet can even be made into extinct golden pills. You will stay with yourself on this sword. Okay, Wei Suo, I'm gone. Yin Li didn't say much, and after a deep kiss on Wei Suo's forehead, as if fearing that she wouldn't give up, she swept out. Wei Suo, don't forget me. But when she flew out of this quiet room, a whisper of Yin Li still came in. I will not forget you. I will wait for you to come back. If you are in danger, I will go to you no matter what. What Yin Li didn't see was that when she flew out, Wei Suo extended her hand, as if to grab her and not let her leave, but in the end she respected her choice and let her leave. Wei Suo's eyes flashed. Immediately, he also swept out. Originally, he was only somewhat fond of Yin Li, but Yin Li's water-like tenderness had already left a deep mark in his heart. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 634. Chapter 634 is in the city. Bhutan nature holy fruit, this great antiquity sacred fruit is only recorded, and our mystic wind sect is definitely not. This kind of great antiquity sacred fruit is too rare, even rarer than amethyst fox rose, and can't be met. North Spirit City may have been spread by the beast Nebs. Early morning, the three-legged yellow great treasure ding is almost close to Heaven's Dome flying north, Wei Suo and others above the great treasure trip, talking from time to time, face se is unspeakable dignified and awesome. The monster beast in the dark fog is too strong great treasure, but fortunately attracted by heaven burning divine stove, otherwise their group is likely to fall directly into the black fog. Now the pedestrians are already 100 miles away from the black fog, and only half a day away from the North Spirit City, but at this moment, it is still like a monster beast migration, although unlike the Heaven's Dome, the radius is thousands. The monster beast is densely rainy, but the number of black spots on the sky and the ground is also amazing. North Spirit City is just a 11 city that doesn't even have a golden core stage cultivator. It's half the size of Yellow Path City and Heaven First City. In fact, for the cultivator of heavenly profound continent northern part, North Spirit City is just like the inn of a hotel. The total amount of cultivators that usually stay in place is estimated to be no more than 40,000. If North Spirit City has fallen, then Ancient transmits shapeshift great art array damage, then Wei Suo and others will not have shapeshift great art to reach Cloud Spirit continent, and it is very likely to fall into the trap of True Martial Sect and Mystic Wind Sect. Lin Tegzu has already traced them, and now Wei Suo and others have already imagined that the great treasure batch of Mystic Wind Sect and True Martial Sect's cultivator has swept through. But the worst lust shape is not limited to this. Now Wei Suo and others are still not clear, and now Heaven's Dome has cracked a few mouths. I am afraid there is no cultivator at the moment, so I can make this clear. Because there is no other cultivator, under such a lust shape, with such an amazing degree, it has continuously passed through such a long area. Even if there is a cultivator that wants to send the message out, it is definitely not as fast as they are. That is to say, the most great cultivator of heavenly profound continent northern part now knows only one secret place and two secret place Heaven's Dome, But I don't know that there are already 3 secret places in the tens of thousands of miles. Heaven's Dome Rift. If it is just the gap between the 3 secret places, with the strength of Northern Bright Sect and so on, it is possible to print it one by one, but if there are more than a few cracks, there is one more Northern Bright section, it is also impossible to seal all the cracks in the short term. Because of the heavenly profound continent northern part's transmission of the shapeshift great art array, it has almost been completely destroyed or deactivated. The divine ability of the great treasure cultivator of these ranks is amazing, and it takes a long time to get from a secret place to another secret place. Only the 3 secret place Heaven's Dome Rips, the best lust shape, it is estimated that it will take at least 7 or 8 days to seal the 3 secret place Heaven's Dome Rips. And this time of the 7 or 8 days, such an amazing beast see, enough to sweep around a dozen cities. And this is still the best lust shape. The longer the Heaven's Dome Rip is not blocked, the more the great treasure monster beast arrives. The high-level monster beast in the wilderness, the number is indeed very plentiful treasure, and many of the strong great treasure monster beast of the secret place, since the beginning of Heaven's Dome, may never appear in front of the cultivator. I think that the amazing monster beast in the black fog, with the knowledge of green-robed old man, has never heard of it. Heaven's Dome is cracking. If it has started completely, then according to today's lust shape, it is exactly the same as Weisuo had previously thought. There is no need to wait until Heaven's Dome completely collapses. As long as it continues to break, it will break through a dozen. The cultivator of heavenly profound continent northern part has been blocked. Not to mention the entire heavenly profound continent, at least the entire heavenly profound continent northern part, it must have been completely mixed. I am afraid that no city can be intact. It is also extremely difficult to escape from the heavenly profound continent northern part to the endless wilderness of Heaven's Dome and escape to Cloud Spirit continent. Because as long as there is a Heaven's Dome Rip, the monster beast can pass, then the Heaven's Dome, for the monster beast is really like the Lingming Garden in Qingcheng ruins, to the secret place is cultivator, it is to the secret place Lingwai, a lot of monster beast will travel long distances, gather towards this Heaven's Dome. The density of the number of monster beasts outside the heavenly profound continent northern part Heaven's Dome is certainly not comparable to usual. At this moment, the 3-legged yellow U-Great Treasure tripod has once again given Shui Linger controls to the North Spirit City as soon as possible. Over time, the 3-legged yellow U-Great Treasure Ding is getting closer and closer to the North Spirit City. Inside and outside North Spirit City, it is a scene of great treasure that most cultivators have never seen before. In the wasteland within a few tens of miles outside the North Spirit City, there are some monster beast and cultivator stumps scattered into the secret place. The secret places are pitted, all of which are shapeshift great art and shapeshift great art great treasure. Traces of explosions and shocks. This area gives the impression that it is a battlefield of giant great treasure, very fierce. But at this moment, there is no living monster beast in this area. In addition to dozens of miles, in all directions, there are at least thousands of brilliance surges, from time to time bursting out of heaven shaking's explosion surging sound and shocking surging sound. If the light is from this lust shape, it seems that North Spirit City has already fought a battle with the monster beast, completely blocking the invasion of the monster beast, and the monster beast that has been attacked in the future is blocked in dozens of miles. But at the moment, within the relatively quiet range of dozens of miles outside of North Spirit City, there are at least hundreds of cultivators running around. Some of these hundreds of cultivators are engraved on the ground, rune, inlaid with crystal stone, in the layout of the shapeshift great art array. Some cultivators, which dig out deep pits, bury some shapeshift great art devices that seem to block the monster beast from entering the ground. Some cultivators, however, are constantly stimulating a Deo technique shapeshift great art and a shapeshift great art character to create a quagmire, a pool of ice, and a pile of burning heavenly fire piles. One of them seems to be the leader of the green robe knife face cultivator, but it is constantly in the shape of a fist. Great Treasure 11 Red Sea Crystal Ball Shapeshift Great Art. The crimson sea crystal ball of this kind of fist Great Treasure 11 is very radiant, revealing a lot of fire baleful aura. As he reaches out, he is soaring, suspended in the air, and then motionless. Now the face of these cultivators is also a table of lust like a great treasure enemy, great treasure. On the outskirts of the northern spirit city, there are at least 100 cultivators who are rushing around. These cultivators are in a white-browed old man wearing a ash-sewn robes and a dry skinny dressed in a yellow se robes and priests. The division of labor under the command of the year cultivator. I saw a wall of a half-circle of great treasure under the cultivator's shapeshift great art in the northern spire city, which was originally not tall and covered with weeds. The thickness of the wall of this great treasure is more than 20 s. It is the height of 7 or 8 times that of the city wall that was originally used only to divide the city and the city. Among the hundreds of cultivators, many cultivators first use the earth attribute shapeshift great art or the earth attribute shapeshift great art character, giving people the feeling of what is used, constantly turning out mounds, stone walls, stone pillars, etc. things, forming the prototype of the outer wall, and then some cultivator, but from the surroundings to take the great treasure stone, fill it. There are also many cultivators flying out of the northern spirit city. These cultivators bring out all kinds of melted Jing gold iron juice. These cultivators directly pour these Jing gold iron juice into the prototype of the city wall, and continue to fly back to the city, continue to carry Jing gold iron juice out. There are a lot of cultivators outside, but at the same time, some of the monster beasts' tough shells and other objects are thrown into them, making the wall more secure. At the moment, in the North Spirit City, the cultivator is also mobilized. In addition to the fact that almost all of the fire furnace room in the city is melting Jingjin, some shops have piled up many shapeshift great art symbols and shapeshift great art and artifact refinement materials for free to get the cultivator free. Many secret places in the city have already built a lot of giant stone treasure trebuchets, and placed a large amount of thunderstone flint in the rear. The young and thin middle-aged priests dressed in earthy ash robes and the yellow Sido robes stood around the North Spirit City. They looked irregular, but they were very solid. Almost all of them were Jing Gold and Monster Beast. A secret place on the wall of the carapace is High Secret Place. From time to time, there are cultivators flying to the side of the two, and then flying into the city outside, seems to be conveying orders for the two. At this moment, the white-browed old man and the thin middle-aged Taoist god seem to be calm, but the eyelids are all beating from time to time. It is obvious that the heart is very tense and shocking. Delphi fellow deist, this time thanks to you and Anyuan fellow deist in this secret place, otherwise I am afraid that these monster beasts have already rushed into the city, and the northern spirit city has completely mixed one on. I don't know how many cultivators have died. It is looking at dozens of miles away, to the secret place like the countless splendid light of the fireworks bloom. The white-browed old man sighs against the dry middle-aged Taoist light. Look at this size of the beast, see, overwhelming, but the number is not so dense. It must be a secret place. Heaven's dome rips, this outside the range of thousands of miles, must have been all monster beast, intensity they are all similar. North Spirit City has been like a stormy center in a huge great treasure. The ordinary cultivator, leaving North Spirit City, certainly cannot escape. Only to stick to the North Spirit City, it is possible to have a living. The dry middle-aged Taoist whispered slightly, and the surging sound was rolled out like a thunder, which was heard throughout the city. And this kind of beast, see, even if the secret place Heaven's Dome is blocked at the moment, there is no successor monster beast. It is estimated that it will last for at least several hours. Only the great treasure family can make concerted efforts to hold the North Spirit City. As long as you hold the North Spirit City, kill the monster beast, the great treasure home, everyone can get countless good secret places, also an amazing luck. Hold North Spirit City, kill these monster beast, divide these monster beast, a surging sound of the bang, the voice of the middle-aged Taoist priest has just fallen, and numerous cultivators inside and outside the North Spirit City are called the Great Treasure. The so-called financial and warm heart, spiritual stones red eyes, usually let the general cultivator and monster beast go desperately, certainly not, but think that if you can kill countless monster beast, then everyone can be divided knowing how many monster beasts, this amazing return, but enough to make the great treasure most cultivators become desperate. Delo Deist, you are the character who has experienced two beasts. If North Spirit City can survive, it is thanks to you and Xuanhuan fellow Deist, but today you are serving in public, killing in public. Two of the cultivators have a relationship with the Netherworld Palace, and may be troublesome in the future. Hearing the huge treasure of the explosion inside and outside the city, the old man of the white eyebrows paid a little more respect to the heart of the middle-aged Taoist priest, but he could not help but worry. This has not been done with shapeshift great art. The dry middle-aged Taoist priest glanced at the old man with white eyebrows and smiled slightly. In this kind of beast, you can live and say. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Zy. Chapter 635. Chapter 635 Besieged City. The white-browed old man opened his mouth, but he hadn't had time to say anything. Far away, a surging sound, sharp howl, a dazzling white light rushed into the sky, and then burst open, forming a white SE light group, hundreds of miles away. The range is clearly visible. This is not good, there is great treasure group monster beast by near. The face of the thin middle-aged Taoist priest suddenly changed dramatically, and when he reached out and lifted it, he immediately wanted to order. What order? What happened? But the white-browed old man who made the same face SE drastically changed with him at the same time, and the god of the most suspicious eyes flashed in the eyes, almost at the same time that this white SE light group used for communication was formed, but there was a beam of blue SE rushed into the sky. The action of the thin middle-aged Taoist squad stopped, and without a word, looked at the position of the secret place white SE light group and blue SE light column. After a while, almost all of the cultivators in the northern spirit city saw a white cloud of ice, which appeared from the secret place sky with amazing degrees and flew towards the North Spirit City. There is a powerful cultivator coming. The great treasure group monster beast has been killed a lot, so the cultivator that blocks the monster beast from the outside cannot form the threat of two great treasure. As soon as I saw the amazing white ice fog of this great treasure, the middle-aged Taoist priest responded instantly and said this to the white-browed old man next to him. The eyes showed a wonderful surprise. Regardless of the means of this group of white ice fog and the means by which the cultivator instantly kills an amazing number of monster beasts, the divine ability of the cultivator in this white ice fog is definitely not the same as 11. There are such cultivators coming, they have a little more hope of escaping this robbery. Go, let's go to the fellow Deist. The white-browed old man also liked the SE, and quickly said this to the dry middle-aged Taoist priest. The white-browed old man immediately reached out and presented a rectangular white size shapeshift great art great treasure, fly in the sky. From the ice fog greeted the white. Where is fellow Deist coming in, and don't fly over 50 feet in the air, otherwise it will detonate the shapeshift great art arranged above. At the same time, the surging sound of the old-fashioned old man was also transmitted far away. Among the white ice fog, it is the full three-legged yellow great treasure tripod. At this moment, when the surging sound of old Deist came out, Wei Suo and Shui Lingerji changed their face, and the yellow light flashed, but the three-legged yellow great treasure was collected. Then, it was exchanged by Qingping for a long-formed flying shapeshift great art great treasure, which carried everyone. Their group is now very surprised in their hearts. Because of the lust shape coming from all the way, this beast C has arrived at North Spirit City for at least half an hour. 11 half an hour, if it is the two sides of the cultivator, the shapeshift great art, it does not know how many faces can be fought, and true UN in the naked body can be used several times. Therefore, according to the estimates of Wei Suo et al., the North Spirit City is now completely unstoppable. Even if the North Spirit City is not in the state of being completely slaughtered by the monster beast, at least countless monster beasts have already entered the North Spirit City. As when Wei Suo and others arrived at Yellow Path City, there were already numerous cultivators and monster beasts fighting in the city. Therefore, the closer Wei Suo is to the North Spirit City, the more the heart of Wei Suo and others sinks, and the more I feel that the ancient transmits the shapeshift great art. But I didn't expect that North Spirit City really appeared in front of her own eyes. It was completely intact, and the cultivator resisted the beast's still orderly, and did not eat the loss of too great treasure. And now Wei Suo passes through the cultivator and the monster beast strangled, and there are hundreds of cultivators on the outskirts of North Spirit City. There are various restrictions set up, as if all the cultivators in North Spirit City stay in North Spirit. Around city, there is no cultivator to panic, so it is even more incredible for Wei Suo and others. This cultivator in the whole city has been organized and dispatched. How is this possible? Green-robed old man is also a screaming streak. The two cultivators seem to be the leader, they are just the cultivation base of the thought division 5th layer. Go up and have a look. The white-browed old man and the yellow-robed and thin-skinned priests rose up and surging sounds. Wei Suo and others immediately noticed the two men. Their eyes were just sweeping. Wei Suo's brow suddenly jumped and appeared. The incomprehensible God se. Before seeing such a scene inside and outside North Spirit City, the first reaction of Wei Suo and others was that this secret place had already arrived at the secret place. But at the moment, it seems that this is not the case. Golden Core Stage Great Treasure Cultivator. The white-browed old man and the yellow-robed middle-aged Taoist priests greeted Wei Suo and others in front of them, and saw Wei Suo and others at a glance, and suddenly they could reveal the surprise gods. Originally, Wei Suo or a determining technique swept away, and the two cultivators, which should be the entire North Spirit City, were only the cultivators of the thought division 5th layer, so that Qi Longshan could not hide the spiritual Qi on the body and could be used directly. I was shocked by the other side. I just happened to be rushing to the rogue cultivator in North Spirit City. I don't know the names of the two fellow deists. Seeing the two cultivators ushered in, Qi Longshan asked without any nonsense. Under the sect master Li Hanlin of the city, this is the friend Han Tianmo. The old-fashioned old man did not dare to say it in a hurry. It turned out that this person is the sect master of Wanling Zone. Wei Suo and Ji Yat and Han Wei couldn't help but look at each other. When the three of them came back from Cloud Spirit Continent last time, they knew that the North Spirit City was in charge of Wanling Zone, but this Wanling Zone was just a 11 Sangman with no strength like Eastern Jade Paradise. At this moment, Sect Master only has the cultivation base of the Thought Division Realm 5th layer, and it must be white, and the corners of the eyes are already deep wrinkles, not because of the culture shift great art, but the real age is old. It can also be seen that the strength of Wanling Zone is indeed not very good. Looking at the current lust shape, the monster beast is blocked out of the city. The ancient transfer shapeshift great art array in the North Spirit City should be still intact. Qi Longshan nodded and asked directly to the white-breasted Li Hanlin and the Taoist middle-aged cultivator Han Tianmo. This, Li Hanlin and Han Tianmo stayed together, and the face se instantly became a bit ugly. After a brief pause, Han Tianmo, a young and middle-aged Taoist priest, looked at Qi Longshan and asked, "Is there an inquiry from the ancient city to transmit the shapeshift great art array? Is there anything?" To tell the truth, we came to the North Spirit City and wanted to send a shapeshift great art array through this ancient to Cloud Spirit Continent. After Qi Longshan and Wei Suo and others looked at each other, they said that there was no lust. "I see fellow deist are amazing divine ability." Han Tianmo bit his teeth and said, "If you leave behind to help defend the city, we will be able to hold the price of the North Spirit City. If the city breaks, I don't know how many fellow deists are going to fall, and the fellow deist who can escape, may not even have a 10% fight. Fellow deist, do you want to directly escape the life and death of fellow deist, and escape directly through this transmission of shapeshift great art? Cut the crap. You don't understand the situation at all. Qi Longshan's brow wrinkled and said coldly, you certainly don't know that we fled from the city of heaven and city to heaven first city. But I just said that on the heavens dome along the way, a total of 3 cracks, you can already know that this beast see, there will be more than the size of great treasure. And I can tell you clearly that this beast see, just the monster beast above level 8, we have encountered a lot, even the level 8 high level above the strength of the monster beast, have appeared. In this situation, do you think you can keep the North Spirit City intact? What? As soon as I heard Qi Longshan, the faces of Li Hanlin and Han Tianmo suddenly became pale. The two naturally know what the concept of Heaven's Dome is. The city of Lily and Heaven First City have all been ruined. If you want to save the name of the cultivator in the city as much as you can only do the shapeshift great art. Wei Suo looked at the two-face se become pale cultivator, his heart is to these two can field the city cultivator resist beast see cultivator very respect. After looking at the two people, he calmly then said, can organize heavenly circuit realm 4th layer above cultivator together, toward the rear of the other cities to break, heavenly circuit, realm 4th layer below the low-grade cultivator, which allows them to teleport shapeshift great art array through this ancient, fleeing to cloud spirit continent. To be honest, I have a godshift great art on my body that allows them to use this level of cultivator and transmit the shapeshift great art array through this long distance ancient. In the lust that guarantees that we can escape to cloud spirit continent, we can even help you block the monster beast. In this way, a part of the sturdy part of the cultivator breaks out, and some of the cultivators who are not strong enough to escape through the shapeshift great art can reduce the death and injury of the city's fellow deists to the most 11. Under the beast of this size, it is impossible to hold the city. Fellow deist great treasure righteous, when we heard Wei Suo say, Li Hanlin and Han Tianmo suddenly showed a very respectful god, and they also gave a tribute to Wei Suo, but at the same time, the eyes of the two people were very bitter gods. But this ancient transmission of the shapeshift great art array will take at least half an hour before it can be enabled. After a ceremony at Wei Suo, Han Tianmo immediately said to Wei Suo. At least half an hour later, why, Wei Suo and others all bowed. Because we did not know that the scale of the animal net, that is monster beast, the number and strength of the whole city has not been to the point of collapse, the whole city on their own collapse, so fellow deist Han and another fellow deist, is the means of thunder, kill a number of cultivator Granville, so that all cultivator all do not leave the North Spirit City, all accept the command to keep town. Li Hanlin took a deep breath and calmed down, watching Wei Suo explain, because I'm afraid that there are many cultivators who will send the shapeshift great art idea, and because this transmission of the shapeshift great art array causes a mix of one-on, we are all zone provoked an ancient talisman outside this ancient transmission of the shapeshift great art, and completely sealed the ancient transmission shapeshift great art without the powerful energy below mystic rank. No shapeshift great art breaks through the power of this ancient talisman seal, but if the power of mystic rank is over, the ancient talisman seal powerful energy will be completely blasted. This ancient transmits shapeshift great art. The array will be completely destroyed. What ancient talisman? Wei Suo, ask him what is ancient talisman. Upon hearing Li Hanlin say this, green-robed old man immediately screamed a surging sound, and Lust was extremely excited. What is ancient talisman? Do you know the name? Wei Suo asked immediately. It's divine talisman, Li Hanlin replied. You pit your great treasure lord ah. Green-robed old man suddenly had a surging sound and screamed as if he was fainting.